Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 138 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and we're so glad you're here joining us. We've got a great show, and to kick it off, we talked about last week what was going on downtown with the experience, and then we decided to go have an experience at the experience.
Yes.
And it was pretty great. I have to say, I was very impressed with it.
They have done a fantastic job of not only putting the outside of everything together. The plaza's beautiful. The digital imagery is just amazing down there. And then the exchanges, the food hall, and there were the food in the restaurants were just, it was great.
I thought they did a really great job of like blending the new and the old together because of the way that they've created the different spacing that's between the buildings rather than just being walking down the street and looking straight up. You have a little bit more view to step back. I thought that it really allowed you to see the Adolphus Hotel from the very top. You could see the Pegasus as well. And then it just kind of blended into a really great open space. I'm really excited for Dallas for this because I feel like it is such a really interesting draw. It would be a really great place to take people who aren't from Dallas and kind of show them that we are, you know, a town that kind of feels like Chicago sometimes.
Yeah. Where else would you take people? So like somebody that's new to town that you're taking down and showing them, where would you take them downtown?
So for me, I would have to say if you're not from Texas, I think it would be really easy and kind of fun to take them down towards the convention center. There's a really cool bronze sculpture, and it's a Longhorn Drive coming through what are a bunch of boulders and a man-made creek, but it looks really amazing. There's really good photo ops there, and it's just kind of a really cool nod to Texas. I feel like everybody thinks that Dallas, we ride to work on a horse, and we do not. But this is a really good nod to the history, and I think it would be good. What would you do?
I would definitely take them over to see the eyeball.
Yeah.
I think that's just such an interesting sculpture, and you know, a lot of times it's blocked off. Sometimes they've got it open where you can actually get in and get in around it. The story behind it, you know, that I've heard is really funny, and I'm not going to repeat it because I don't know that I know the true story behind all of it. But you know, it's the regardless whether it's true or not, there's you know, a story behind it to share with people.
Oh yeah, and the other thing too is you don't have to just stop there. You've got the Clyde Warren Park, and you've got the Nasher sculpture and all the other museums that support that. So,
and Victory Park has really even become more of a touristy destination. You know, there's Hero, the big sports bar over there,
which is amazing.
It really is.
It's great.
You know, WFAA's got their studios down there, so you can stand outside and watch them broadcast the news if you want.
Yeah, like the Today Show. Hold up your little poster and do this and that.
Yeah.
Lots going on, so it was really great. So if you haven't had a chance and you're looking for something to do on the 4th of July weekend, I think this would be a really great way to step out and enjoy a portion of Dallas that you probably haven't seen, and it's brand new. So take a look and let us know what you think.
Absolutely. Next, let's talk about Market Watch.
Market Watch.
So we started last week talking about Market Watch, and what we're going to do is give you the 7-day numbers. This is basically what's happened in the marketplace in the last 7 days. And new listings coming in, there have been 2,750. There were 581 homes came back on the market. This was something Weston pointed out I thought was really interesting. There was 1,008 homes that had a price decrease. And to me, that says something, and this was the point he made, is to him it says something that almost a third of the number of new listings that came in had to have a price reduction on them. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean those 2,751s, but 1,008 homes in the MLS had to have a price reduction.
Yeah, and if you go ahead and look at what's under contract, both in the option period and out of option period, you're almost at 2,500. So it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio for new listings versus the under contract. pending, it gets a little bit higher at 3,100. So again, this absorption rate is just really still on fire. And then finally it comes in at sold.
Yeah. Now, the one thing that I think we'll see next week when we look at this, and it's going to be the June 6th, I'm sorry, July 6th, I think will be the date on it. And many people close their real estate transactions toward the end of the month. And so you'll see those pending numbers probably not be as high, but the number of sold listings will probably be the highest one we would see for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep. So it's really good to take in the statistics and kind of put them into context with where they are as timing as far as the month, because I
Yeah.
really think that you can skew things incorrectly. We would hate for that to happen. So if there's a neighborhood that you're watching or living in that you'd like more information about and what's going on in it, let us know and we'll pull that data. It's really simple. One of the other things we can do is set up portals. Portals
Yes.
are really amazing.
Portals are great, even for neighborhoods that, even if you don't have any interest in moving or you just want to know what's going on in your neighborhood, the portal we set up for you will send you houses around you that come on the market, that go pending, that sold. And it does help people kind of keep track of what's going on in their minute neighborhood.
I agree. It is. And since it's connected to our MLS, it is updated as it happens. So you
Yes.
can get a ding, at 12 o'clock in the afternoon or at 5 o'clock, and that information is accurate.
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Lots of good stuff happening.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do for the 4th?
I'm going to have a pool party.
Oh my, what a nice little segue for the second segment.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess I should have saved that for when we came back
It's
from break. Dang it.
We put on a pool party for many years. Obviously, last year we didn't do it, and this year is a much more scaled back version. I think probably the 2019, 2018 we had, I'm guessing 130 to 150 people there.
That's a lot.
Yes, and there's a point. It's fun to see all those people, but there is a point of crossover where the party itself doesn't become fun for the hosts.
I hear you.
And I think we got to that point when we were up at that high. And so this year we're probably less than half of that.
So this is your Goldilocks party, like you've been too small, been too big, and now it's
Right.
just right.
Right.
All
That's
right.
right.
That's great. Let us know how that goes.
What are you doing this weekend?
I don't know yet.
You were invited to the party.
I know.
Okay.
I may be there. It's not that I have that many plans.
Well, I'll scroll through the Facebook invite and we'll move the maybes off to the no's and the no's out of the invitation. So.
Okay, what are we going to talk about now?
Well, let's talk about our houses because we have 2 really, really cool houses to talk about. The first one is a lease property that just came on the market last Friday. And the lease market is moving just as quickly as the sale market in many locations, this being one of them. And it has the address of it is 7333 Valley View. It's unit number 302. And this is in, we were kind of talking about the neighborhood itself. So it's kind of positioned between the far north Dallas neighborhood and, what did I call it? That was just north of there, the Northwood Hill, excuse me. And so it's a wonderful neighborhood, super well established. The green space, I mean, looking at that map, look how close all that green space is. And that is all hiking, biking, outdoor picnics. It's just really has great location when it comes to terms of the green space.
So if you're the adventurer that needs this, it's perfect. If your pets need it, even better. One of the other things about it is that it's really close to a lot of these highways, so getting in and out of this area is great. From a commuter standpoint, I think this would be ideal, especially because it's 635 and you've got 75 probably within a half a mile each direction. Get you there really quickly. And because of the way those express lanes on 635 are now set up, you can bypass quite a bit of the traffic and actually get to DFW probably within 20-25 minutes from here. So this is a really great concept and area. We actually showed in this complex earlier this year to clients, and it was in her top 2, but she chose a single family home, but this was a really great runner-up. And I was pleasantly surprised when we walked into this one to see that the quality was carrying over. So it's really a great complex.
And one of the other last things I'll say about the location is the Midtown development that's going on where the old Valley View Mall is. And this is several years away from being, coming to fruition and being complete. But, the plans that have been filed say that there's going to be a 20-acre central park there. that this is really going to be another one of those city core, almost urban core type places like we have in downtown Dallas and like's been created in the Frisco area and what's been created in the Louisville area. There's just a lot of draw of industry, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity in those neighborhoods.
And just recently we talked about on one of the shows trails and what they can do to the value of a home. And if that is one of those things that is done right, this could really add to the value of these in this complex.
Absolutely. And there, we have this one specifically for lease. There are a couple for sale there. So if you have interest in those, certainly let us know. We'll get you into one of those. And those, well, this one was built in 2008. There are others there that are just brand new construction right now.
Absolutely. And right here you can see that you've got a nice clean definition between the different buildings, and there's a little walkway through here. Great for allowing the pets to kick out if they need to really quickly. And as you can see here, we've got crepe myrtles, little flower beds that are right in front of the entry. So it does have a nice approach. I think sometimes we get lost in these condos that don't quite have that approach. And so this one does have a high feel for home.
It really does. And these are far enough apart. You don't feel like you're right on top of your neighbor. And, many of the times we find that these windows all match right up, and they don't on this one. So you've got really good privacy. Big open floor plan with hardwood floors downstairs. Has that very popular floor plan of the kitchen that flows to the island, that flows to the dining area, flowing on into the living room.
Yep. And so the color palette's extremely neutral. Crown molding. You've got cast stone fireplace around. I did like that it had a beveled edge rather than just the two. See, you can see it right there, how that bevel edge has a little more of an architectural detail. Can lights, which are really great, ceiling fan, and 2-inch wood faux blinds. So when we look at this is a full package, easy and clean to move into.
And there is a half bath downstairs. That back door you see there goes out into the 2-car oversized garage. So you've got the ability to pull in, close the door behind you, have that security of that, and then step into your home.
Yep, and the way that this is configured is that it is an eat-in bar type kitchen island here with the sink and the dishwasher. There is space if you wanted to reconfigure this to make it fit for a dining room. Here, one of the things I want to point out is that so often we do not get gas in leases and in condos and townhomes, and this one we do. We also have a built-in microwave above that, which is great. And as Jeff said earlier, there is a half bath down, just kicks off of the downstairs garage.
And as you go upstairs, you've got this really cool landing that has room to either be a nice playroom. It does have the washer and dryer right behind those doors, and it gives good separation from the master bedroom that you see here and the secondary bedroom that we'll get to in just a moment.
It's a huge bedroom. You can see right there, she's got probably, 48-inch long desk and buffet, and plenty of space there. King-size bed as well, and you have 2 little double doors that open up into the master bathroom as well.
So separate tub, separate shower, 2 under mount sink vanities.
That was a mouthful. You got that out. Wow.
Ooh, yeah.
And then you also have the window here. It is perfect for the amount of natural light. I have to tell you that this is one of those things that I really liked about this. And I always talk about natural light, but this was situated so that it was just enough. And this is the secondary bedroom.
Yeah, and the secondary bedroom is a really great sized bedroom. That's a queen size bed for reference. You've got that huge nightstand there, and then still plenty of room. This is the finish out of that bath. Corian countertops, undermount sink. You have the nicely polished light brass fixtures there, and it all just ties together beautifully.
And so one of the things that we want to point out is there's not a lot of siding on this one. As you can see, the bricks go all the way up, and those are, I believe, cinder blocks. Is that right, Jeff?
Yes.
And then this is a 2-car garage, so you've got plenty of parking. And as we note, it's not smashed together, so you do have enough room to back out.
So 7333 Valley View Lanes, unit number 302, is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage built in 2008. It's about 1,850 square feet, and it's offered at $2,500 a month.
So if this is something that you'd be interested in, click on the link that we've got in the comments below. It'll take you directly to it. See a few more pictures, and also if you want to tool around on the map, you can do it that way as well. If you need to see it, let us know. We'd love to make that happen.
Absolutely. So the next home, we're going to do something a little different today. We usually talk about homes that are coming to the market or may just have been on the market. We're going to talk about a really special home that we sold that was off market. And the reason that we wanted to show it to you is because it is such a spectacular home that has been just, these owners have owned it for, was it 5 years? And they've done such an incredible job making this, what was a small home before, into something that's a real showplace.
And I have to say that this is a really great example of when you find a house, and I believe when this house was initially purchased, it was just under 1,200 square feet, and that the way that they were able to envision and redirect it, yet still stay true to the charm of the original house, it is quite amazing. So the address is 723 Tenaloma Court, and it is amazing. It's over in the cliff. It's a very interesting little street. They've actually dedicated it to being one way. So there's only one way to get in, turn around, and leave. So one of the things that's really interesting about this street is the neighbors. The neighbors have really taken hold and love this area. And so you'll find neighbors that actually have bought multiple houses in here, just kind of moved around. So it's not a terribly long street, and it is right up against a really great area of Kessler Woods as well.
It is, and it's very close to Stevens Park Golf Course. If you want to get out and walk, or if you're a golfer, I understand that really is one of the nicest municipal golf courses that Dallas has.
You know, we put Dave and Jack over there, and Jack walks his dog Baby all the time over there and absolutely loves it. So, again, it's a great area.
And there's so much development that's come in and gone down Fort Worth Avenue. Our buddy Chris has just opened his new gym called Claire Vista on the just on the other side of Hampton, just on the other side of 30, and his gym is phenomenal. You've got to go over and try it.
Yep. So let's take a look at this house. So it's 723 Tenaloma Court. It is amazing. What they've done with the outside, a lot of landscaping went into this house. If you had seen the originals, you would have known that this was just a very plain front yard, but they have done amazing things with it. They've replaced the windows and a lot of things beside this, that, and we'll get into that, but they've kept the charm, replaced the front door, but it is amazing.
And they relocated the front door, didn't they?
Correct.
And in that process, they really, I think, corrected probably something that was wrong on the house.
Yeah.
If that door was in a different location, it was not in the right location. And
Right.
now it really is. You walk into this incredibly large living area, and there are still a lot of the charms, like the hardwood floors with just a little bit of a hand scrape on them. So you've got the warmth and the color that all blends together so beautifully.
And like here you can see where they kept the arch. So the arch was original to it. And also the little banquette in the corners there, those were also original. So it's that detail that they've brought in and the detail that they've left that just kind of makes this house pretty much perfect and has an amazing heart. So as you can see here, by bringing those windows all the way down to the floor, it's just adding a lot more light, but it really begins to have an indoor-outdoor feel, and you're really going to see that when we change and look at some of the other photos. But here you can see just the best little area to sit, and you can't tell here, but this will allow you to actually sit and view the backyard. So when we get to that, you'll also be impressed.
In that last photo, there's also the perfect cat perch right there. I don't know if y'all saw the cat or not, but he hangs out there and just sleeps.
So you can see here, they also kept this little bitty, probably for a phone, I would assume this was, but it just kind of works and it just relays this. So here we walk into the first bedroom, and as you can see, they've got the picture frame molding around the ceiling. And what's great about that is that you can actually put little clips in and hang art if you don't want to actually put it in the wall. Each one of these bedrooms also has its own walk-in closet. Again, I keep saying, but the windows have been replaced, which is such a big deal in these places.
It really is. And the walls have all been painted a very neutral color, so whatever color people want to work with, I think that's always such a smart idea to do, because you don't want to have all of your brightness on the walls, because that's much more expensive to change.
Yeah.
They did redo this bathroom, which was done just beautifully. The subway tile has a new tub that was put in, but they've kept the decorative black that goes around the tub.
And one of the things that they're going to do in their bathrooms is that they put little bitty half shades up so that they don't have to do the frosting. Here is the second bedroom, but one of the things that I loved about this is the interpretation of the second bedroom. It allows them to have an additional space. It can be both for lounging with the way that they've configured the couch, but also as a desk space. So it's also open, so it allows you to transfer into the other building or rooms in the house. And as you can see here, by adding that deeper color on the wall, it kind of helps denote this is a different space. Really kind of cool in the evenings as well.
It really is. And this is a step down space to that. Kind of going backwards a little bit, this is the kitchen with stainless steel appliances. Again, they've used that white subway tile, which I think kind of ties other portions of the house together. Does have room for the island in the middle of the room. You can tell that they've done a really great job with their leathered solid surface countertops.
Yep, and this is when they really began to change the way the house flowed, because the orientation of the kitchen in this is much different. Increasing in windows that are actually let you look over the backyard, as you see here. All of the cabinets were redone, and the soapstone, as Jeff was talking about, they just thought it all the way through. They're painstakingly meticulous, and you can tell that the way that the trim was done in this was to reflect to the old. So there was less of this very hard stop into a newer space. So it just has a really seamless flow, and it really is the heart of the home.
And as you step back into that landing before the other bedroom, you can see down into part of the part that they've added on, where they've created that secondary living area. They've got the real tall windows. They've kept the ceiling height the same. So as you step down into that room, I think you've got almost an 11-foot ceiling.
11 or 12 foot ceiling. And so one of the things that's really great about this is the fun that they have with this. As you can see, they've used the floor pad tiles, and they started those in this living room, and it carries all the way into the master, so it never has a break. What's under those tiles are actually polished concrete floors, which is another great element. This is a very fun, open family room. It has tons of light on either side, so it just allows for the house to really begin that indoor-outdoor, as I talked about earlier. And one of the elements that is key to this is the slide. The slide stays with the house, but this was amazing. And for two little young ones that were rambunctious, this was amazing.
That was definitely an energy zapper, I'll bet.
They did a great job when you transfer into the master off of that living room by putting the paneling on the ceiling. And again, as we bring those floor tiles of carpet in, it just creates this seamless flow. Really great light, as you can see, is lighting up the space. Here you go. Really great. And one of the things they did is they're very, very smart with the way they use spacing. And they've got a really small little bolted to the wall drawer.
Chest of drawers, yeah.
I believe it's for shoes. So there's just a lot of smartness that's done in this home.
And as you turn the other direction, this is the master bath. I really like how they did the wainscoting in the master bath. It really added to the charm. It added to the feel of this being an older bathroom, but it is all brand new. Separate tub, separate shower, big walk-in shower, double vanities there. You've still got those same really great windows that look out on the yard. So, you lay there in the bathtub and keep an eye on the kids if you need to.
It's pretty great. And they also, again, there's that window trim that I was telling about how they like that. And back where the added living room was, this is on to the left-hand side. And so this is a two-car carport in tandem, and it is covered. But one of the great things is the way that this is set up. It's a really great space for overflow. So this is where they would always have set up for dinners when they had everyone over. It also, as we're going to walk back, has two amazing shops.
Yeah, these are roll-up doors, so you have the perfect space. It's not too big, it's not too small. You can get in and you have plenty of storage room for all your tools, but you also have a little bit of actual workspace in each one.
Yep, and as you walk around, that little Dutch door right there is off of the master bathroom, and so it does come this direction. And you can see that they're really fun and they're energetic with the way that they see space. So here we have a swing that's in the stairwell, and just past that is the decking. The decking was all made by the current homeowners, as was that water feature that's right there.
And I love how they did the outdoor shower right off of that master bathroom.
Yep.
So the kids can get out of that pool, go over and be in the outdoor shower, get all the dirt off of them, and then you could take them in.
That little water feature also has a heater, and it has pool equipment that's installed by a pool company. Here, one of the things that is near and dear to my heart was the clubhouse. So the clubhouse was actually constructed around that tree. So rather than cut down branches and kind of prune it, they actually allowed those branches to kind of come through. And as this tree ages, so will it just add to the amazingness of this tree house.
But they still left a lot of green space on the ground it seemed like they put a lot of stuff in, but you've still got plenty of green space. If you've got pets or if you just want to roll around, it's plenty of room.
It's not cluttered. It's all so well thought out, and I think that was one of the key elements to it, and that's why the buyers, when they walked in, immediately fell in love with it. So we have space at the back for you to be able to sit and hang out with the kids if they're playing, but then you also have adult space, which is directly off the other side of that living room and off the kitchen.
This is like the money shot of the backyard.
It's so great.
It really is so great. It shows you every feature that they have, shows you the way the rooms light up inside. Grant the photographer did this one for us and did just an amazing job on it, I think.
Absolutely. So it's got enough green space and enough hard space. This was 723 Tenaloma Court, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car carport. Can you believe it? Built in 94. It's 1828 square feet. $615 was the sale price. Now, in the comments below, what we're going to do is we're going to add the video from Vimeo. Did I say that right?
Vimeo.
That is actually an amazing shot with drone footage. There's time lapse, just to kind of give you a feel as you walk through the house. So you definitely want to click on that. And this is an amazing house. If this house is something that you would like, let us know. We'll be happy to make a connection for you.
Okay. With that, we will be right back.
There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223.
And welcome back to the second segment of episode 138, Sold with Updike Pugh.
We've got a great second segment.
Yes, we do. Today, what are we going to talk about?
Let's talk about some pandemic pool issues that were
Okay.
going on, and maybe some etiquette. Lots.
Well, that's,
Did that come across? Hey, Jeff's having a pool party. Let's talk about etiquette.
we're already doing that in the newsletter.
I crack myself up sometimes.
Yeah, if you get the newsletter, read my article in it. It's kind of some of it's serious, tongue in cheek. But
It's cute.
Some of it's
You did a
pretty
good job
serious.
with it.
Anyway, but people right now have been looking for houses with pools, and they've become much more difficult to find.
It is amazing because before I think that there was such a large edit, like it was like, no, I don't want a pool. And it was tough because there was a very hard, like, I don't want it for the kids. I don't want it for the cost. And now I feel like there's been such a turn that they become an asset, like a huge asset. People in the last, 19 months have realized sometimes when you have to stay home, it is nice to have alternatives.
Yes, and right now pools tend to add quite a bit more value than what they would have 5 years ago because National Association of Realtors says on average it adds $42,000 in value to a home, where it used to be, and that's for old pools and new pools,
Right.
And it used to be a much lower number because there were so many old pools out there.
Right.
But the pool companies are so busy right now that, if a pool company says, hey, we can come and start next week, I would be a little concerned about that.
That's a great point. And the other thing too is that not all pools are considered the same in the eyes of an appraiser.
Very true.
So before you get all super excited, in-ground pools are the only ones that actually add the value. Appraisers really don't give value for the above-ground pools. Other things to think about when you're going to that pool company. If you're going to go to that pool company, before they break ground, your pool salesperson and your contractor of the pool doing the work, they need to meet on site and everybody walk through, because there's what one person says is not always what another person understands. And when it gets that pool, it gets really interesting.
You sound like you have experience with that.
It was not one of my shining moments. Let's
Yeah.
just put it that way.
So what's interesting also is that one of the trends that we're seeing now, especially in the newer pools, is we're kind of beyond all the kidney bean shaped pools
Correct.
that people used to have, and now they're much more sleek. And And just that rectangular pool, no matter the size, seems to be the one most people are interested in today.
And I think you can go back and say that that is a mid-century modern rebirth
I would
because
agree,
they were
yep.
all built like that. And I think that with the explosion of the interest in what mid-century is now and Palm Springs, I think that that has really placed it today. And I think it just goes with a lot of design aesthetic that's happening in backyards as well.
What are the other things that a lot of people are exploring more of, especially even in our marketplace, are talking about whether they have their pool heated or not? There are, it used to be that if you had the hot tub, you automatically got the heater. But if you didn't have a hot tub in your pool was not going to be heated. And now many people are really wanting to extend that swim season.
Yep.
Like
Before and after.
our buddies Dan and Dave, they will heat their pool in April, and they'll heat it and get it ready for a nice warm weekend, and they'll have 2 or 3 pool parties, and you really get advantage of it. And it is really not as expensive as most people think.
And the interesting thing is we have clients that have Christmas with their friends and family, and they will heat the pool just to be able to do something different. And I think, well, that's a really great way to make a memory. The other thing too is how pools are designed now. Sometimes pools are gunite. They are also now fiberglass. There's a lot more fiberglass drop-in options. And one of the things about those fiberglass drop-in options is the speed at which that happens. It's fairly amazing. We do have clients that are doing that right now.
We
and
got 2 that have done that.
cannot wait to go see what a fiberglass pool is like.
I think from an appraisal point of view, it's certainly not going to add the value of concrete gunite would, but being in the ground, especially if you've got it heated, that is one that an appraiser is going to add value for.
And if you are a really good DIYer, you should check out the shipping container pools. Those people are amazingly creative, and I think that if you could do that, I think that would be an amazing value add in a Dallas market right now. I just think there's enough people that would really get that.
Yeah.
I think it would be really critically important that the steps are documented and that you show that you were doing the due diligence so this doesn't become like a problem later on. But they are amazing. Here's a great shot of what you can do if you really get after it.
Yeah, and these again they're going to be expensive to a certain extent, but comparatively to comparatively to I think the concrete gunite pools, there's not a big cost difference on them.
There's one other pool, and I've never seen it done, so it's got to be like that's a great one right there, Jeff.
That would be good. I wonder if that one being above ground would add value or
I
not.
don't know. There is one pool out there that I've read up on, and it is a pond pool. Have you ever seen that? So it's still like the gunite. I'm not the gunite, but more like a shipping container. But then there's a lot more natural plants planted around it that interact with it and clean the water itself. And you kind of are no chlorine. You're all about the microbes and everything handling it. And I'm like, I don't know. I've seen a couple people do it, and I think that the photography was dead on. But I think the entire concept of that might not work so well.
It'd be like it'd be like swimming in the lake, kind of.
I
don't know. We used to swim in what did you call them when you were growing up?
Stock ponds.
Stock ponds.
Stock
yeah, we call
tanks.
them tanks. We used to swim in those all the time. Then after we'd get out and dry off, we'd start fishing in it. So
Go fishing. Bring your swim.
your brother and his family might like that one.
Yeah, that's true. Wyatt, are you watching? It's for you, buddy.
Yeah. Well, we hope this has been helpful to you. We hope you enjoyed it. It was a little bit more of a fun conversation than we usually have, but we hope there was some fun in that for you.
Yep. And we want to say have a wonderful, safe 4th of July. And just remember, we want to be realtors for life.